Hello everyone, good morning. Am I audible? Yes, perfect. Okay, so let's begin with the session. Okay, so yesterday we just kick-started with one of the most important topic here. Okay, so without this particular topic here, okay, going ahead would be very difficult. Okay, so that's the reason here I just kick-started with a very important topic for in yesterday's session. That was nothing but Java libraries. Okay, so whenever we talk about Java libraries, I refer all the predefined things. Okay, Java libraries means we are going to talk about all the packages, classes, methods which are already existing, which is already predefined. So what are Java libraries? Java libraries is a collection of predefined packages. Okay, what are Java libraries? Java libraries is a collection of predefined packages. And in each package is a collection of classes and interfaces. In each package, we will have classes and interfaces. And in each class or interface, we will have variables and methods here. So variables and methods, I store it either in a class or an interface, and class and interface, I store it into a package. Okay. And the collection of packages are nothing but Java libraries. Okay. Java libraries means I am talking about all the predefined packages, classes, interfaces, variables, methods, whatever is predefined, I am going to refer those. Got it? Understood? Okay, great. So now all those Java libraries, all those predefined packages are present in a zip file called as src.zip. Okay, src.zip, or it's present in a jar file called as rt.jar, which stands for runtime.jar. Got it? So this is what we are supposed to understand here. Okay. And what are the most important packages we have? Java.lang package, Java.util package, Java.io. With that, we have .NET, okay, Java.NET, Java.sql, Java.applet, Java.awt, and so on. Okay. And now these are all predefined packages which we have. What is the speciality about lang package? Sir, lang package is automatically imported in all classes and interfaces. Okay, java.lang package is by default imported in all classes and interfaces. We need not explicitly import it. Okay, and then which is the supermost class in Java? Object. We call object as the supermost class in Java. Why do we call object as the supermost class in Java? Because object class is inherited by all user defined as well as predefined classes here. I mean user defined and already existing classes. So the root class or the super class for any class in Java is object here. Got it? Understood? And you are supposed to remember a few predefined classes and a few predefined interfaces. Okay. So which we had this hierarchy yesterday. So you have to remember those. Okay. And we had 11 methods in object class. Okay. What are those? First we saw a method called as toString method. Then hash code method and equals method. ToString, hash code and equals method is what we are going to see it widely. With that we have wait, wait of long and int. So three methods. Total is six, and then two. Notify all. Eight methods done. One is called as finalize. Okay, used during garbage collection. Then we have get class. Okay, to get the information about the class here. And then we have one more method called as clone method. So hook or crook, you have to remember all those 11 methods here. Got it? And we also saw what is toString, right? What is toString? It is used to give the string representation of an object. Got it? If I print the object reference, okay, it will internally call the toString method. And the job of the toString method is to give the string representation of an object here. If I override it, whatever content I have written, that will be printed here. So this is what we have spoken about in yesterday's session here. Got it, guys? So you have to study this particular topic again and again. Got it? Perfect. So now we shall go ahead with the session for today. Okay, this is the notes over here, which I have documented it as well, and I have sent it to you as well. Okay, so Java libraries is a collection of packages, and each pack is a collection of classes and interfaces. Each class and interface is a collection of variables and methods. It is present in rt.jar or src.zip. A few predefined packages, and what is the speciality about lang package and object class, and then 11 methods of the object class, and what is the job of the toString method. We have seen everything. Okay, so now sir, what are we going to do here? Okay, we are going to discuss a very important topic here. Okay, that is nothing but, okay, how do we store objects in an array here? Okay, whenever we talk about data type, okay, what is a data type? Okay, what is a data type? Data type is an indication of the type of data that I am going to store it into a variable. Okay, for example, if I'm telling a equals to 10, what is the data type? It's int. So int is an indication that I am going to store a non-decimal value into my variable. Got it? So data type is an indication about the type of data that I'm going to store it into a variable. Clear? Now when I write it as a equals to 5.6, the data type is double. So what is this double indicating? The double is indicating that I am storing a decimal value into a here, into my variable. So the data type is nothing but it's going to indicate or give the information about the type of data that I'm going to store it into a variable. Clear? This data type can be categorized into two types. Okay, data types can be categorized into two types. The first type is called as primitive data type. Okay, and the second type is called as non-primitive data type. Okay, primitive data type and non-primitive data type. Sir, what is primitive data type? Primitive data types are all keywords. Okay, keywords. And non-primitive data types are all classes. Okay, and primitive data types will have fixed size. Okay, non-primitive data types does not have any fixed size here. Okay, it does not have any fixed size here. Got it. So what did you understand? What is a primitive data type? If a keyword is behaving as a data type, it is primitive data type. Okay. If a class is behaving as a data type, it is non-primitive data type. So what are the predefined primitive data types? Byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. Okay. So there are only 8 primitive data types in Java. What are those? Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. So there are only 8 primitive data types in Java. Why are they called as primitive data types? Because they are all predefined keywords here. Keywords meaning it's just a keyword, predefined word, reserved word. Okay. Whereas string is the best example for a non-primitive data type. Why? String is a class and it also behaves as a data type. Therefore, we call it as a non-primitive data type. And non-primitive data types will never have any size here. When you talk about byte, short, int, long, no, they all had fixed size. 1 byte, 2 bytes, 4 bytes, 8 bytes. All the primitive data types are a predefined keywords and they have fixed size. But non-primitive data types will not have any fixed size at all. Okay, because they're all classes. Okay, non-primitive data types meaning it is a class here. So in simple terms, the default value for any non-primitive data type is null. What is the default value for string? It's null. Why? Because string is a class. Got it? So this is what we are supposed to understand over here. Got it? So whenever we talk about a class here, a class is nothing but a blueprint of an object. Okay? But it can also behave as a data type here. It can also behave as a data type. But when a class behaves as a data type, we call it as non-primitive data type. Got the clarity? So for example, okay, for example, so now I will make use of int a. What did you understand? Sir, a is of type int, which is a primitive data type. So A is going to store a non-decimal numeric value. Got it? Similarly, C is of type car. Okay, what did you understand? C is of type car. So it's a non-primitive data type. Why? Because car is a class. Okay, int is a keyword because it's primitive. It's a keyword. So C is of type car. C is going to store an object of type car here. Got it? So now similarly, if I tell double B, what do you understand? B is of type double and double is primitive type because it's a keyword and B can store a decimal numeric value. Clear? Similarly, I will tell pen P. What did you understand? P is of type pen. Pen is a class which is a non-primitive data type. So P can store a object of type pen here. See? P equals to new pen of. See, I am storing the object of pen into reference P. And what is the type of P? Pen. So pen is storing the pen object. Here I will tell B equals to 5.6. 5.6 is a decimal value getting stored into B and B is of type double here. So you have to digest one thing. What is it? Even a class can act as a data type, sir. This is all about it. Clear? Understood? That's it. So we have spoken about, okay, what is data type, what is primitive and non-primitive here. Sir, what is the reason we did this entire topic, sir? Because in today's session, we are going to understand how do we store, okay, objects inside array. Okay, user defined objects inside array. Store objects inside array here. Okay, I hope array concept was covered long back. Correct. So we are supposed to talk about how do we store objects inside an array. Before that, I have this snippet here. Okay, so wherein you can just observe what is an array, guys. Array is nothing but it's a container wherein it can store a group of objects here. Correct. So we have a couple of syntaxes which you need to understand. Array declaration, array creation. We spoke about it long back. We know how to declare an array. We know how to create an array. Correct. Similarly, okay, we also know how to declare it. Okay, we know how to declare it, create it, and initialize. And how do we initialize it directly as well? The array concepts was done long back for you guys. Okay, so I am just continuing the same topic here. Okay, so I'm just showing it to you so that you don't get confused over here. Okay, so there are 5 syntax: array declaration, array creation, declaration and creation, then array initialization, and how do we initialize them directly. Okay, so these are the few concepts which you are supposed to be aware of before going into the next topic here. Got it? Now here we are done with this. Okay, now I'm just going to explain a few things here. Okay, so try to understand whatever I'm going to do here. Okay, now guys, first of all, let me create a new sheet. Okay, let me create a new file here. Okay, so concentrate here. What am I going to do over here? Okay, I have a class called as student. What is it? I have a class called as student. Okay, open curly braces, close curly braces. Okay, now here, okay, in this process over here, I have 2 variables. Each and every student will have age and each and every student will have name. Correct? Don't you think so? We have already done this entire process here. Okay, and then I am going to initialize those student data with the help of a constructor. Guys, this is the topic which we discussed it even yesterday. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat it again and again because it would be boring for you. Okay, so that's the reason. You already know it. So we have to just understand the basic flow here. Okay, and since the names are same, local variable and member variable, what are we supposed to do? So we have to always make use of this keyword. This dot age will point to the member variable and this age, just age, will point to the local variable. Again, this dot name will point to the member variable and name will point to the local variable. Okay, now over here, what am I going to do here? Simple job I'm going to do here. Okay, I will have my main method. Public static void main string array of arguments, open curly braces, close curly braces. Now here I will create a couple of student objects. See, student S1 equals to new student of, I am creating an object of student here. Okay, so the age of student 1 is 20 and the name is Tom. Okay, the name is Tom. Similarly, I will create one more object, student, okay, S2 equals to new student of, okay, and I will pass it as, okay, third student age is 22 and his name is Tim. Tom and Tim. That's it. So now what did you understand? Sir, when this particular line gets executed, new means an object is getting created. Do you all agree with the process? When I tell new, what do you understand? One object is getting created with the address 111 and who is pointing to that object? S1 is pointing to that object here. Okay, who is pointing? S1 is pointing to that object. And I have to store the non-static variable. This is age and name. So age will get initialized to the default value 0 and the name will get initialized to the default value null here. Okay. And simultaneously the constructor also is getting executed. So the control goes to the constructor. The age is 20 and the name is Tom. The age is 20 and the name is Tom. The age is 20, right? That is getting stored into a variable age of the current object. Which is the current object? S1. In S1, the age is getting stored to 20. And name is nothing but Tom. Tom is getting stored into variable name of the current object. Which is the current object? S1. In S1, the name is getting stored to Tom here. Don't you think so? We have already done this process even yesterday, correct? Similarly, new meaning, one more object will get created, okay, with the address 222 and who is pointing? S2 is pointing here, okay, S2 is pointing. Again, the name, the age. The age will get initialized to first 0 and then 22 and the name will get initialized to the default value null and later Tim. Okay, so this is all about the entire data. So two student objects got created. Okay, done. Now here I want to, okay, store it into an array. Okay, I want to store the student objects into an array here. So what am I supposed to do here? Okay, what am I supposed to do here? See, it's very simple. Okay, it's very simple. So int a is nothing but a variable. A is of type int which can store a single variable. So now when I write it as integer array A, what does it mean? A is of type, A is an array which can store multiple int values equal to new, okay, int of, and I have to give the size. So what did you understand? New meaning an array got created. Okay. New meaning what? Array got created of size 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And what is the type of array? Int. So the default value 0, 0, 0 will get stored here. And what is the name of the array? A. 0, 1, 2 is the index position. What is this? What is A? It's an integer array. See, A is an integer array which can store multiple int values. Got it? So now A is of type integer array. I can store only integer values 10, 20, 30. I can store only integer values. Now, if I want to store student objects into my array, I have to create an array of type student. I have to create an array of type student. So how will I create it? See, student, okay, student array S equals to new student, okay, of size 2 here. So what did you understand here? See, whenever I tell new, okay, an array is getting created. Okay, an array is getting created. Okay, of size 2. New means an array got created of size 2. Okay. And what is the index position? 0, 1. And what is the type of array? Student. So student is a class. Therefore, what is the default value? Null. And what is the name of an array? S. Got it? So S is a student array wherein I can store the objects of student here. Got it? So if I want to store integer values, int array, decimal values, double array, student object, student array, employee objects, employee array. Okay? So even a class can behave as a data type. You have to just digest this point. But when a class behaves as a data type, it is non-primitive data type. Got it? So now I have to initialize it. How am I supposed to initialize? See, now I have to create an array of type student. How? See, I'll create an array. Student, okay. Student array s equals to new student array of size. How many objects do I want to store? 2. So now internally, what is happening? When I tell new, an array got created. Okay, an array got created. Okay. And what is the size of the array? 2. It is storing only 2 objects. And what is the type of an array? Student. So what is the default value for student? Non-primitive data type. It's null. Null will get stored here. And what is the name of the array? Yes. What is S? It's a student array. Got it? It is storing multiple student objects. Now 0, 1. This is S of 0 and this is S of 1. So you just created an array of type student wherein you can store the student objects. Okay. Now I want to initialize it. How will I do it? S of 0 equals to S1 and S of 1 equals to S2. What is happening over here? S1 is nothing but Z111, which is student 1 object. S1 is nothing but 111 and that is nothing but the student 1 object that is getting stored into a variable, into an array of index position 0. So S of 0 will get initialized to S1, that is nothing but 111. S2 is nothing but the second student, okay, second student object. The address is 222 and that is getting stored into S of 1. So S of 1, that is nothing but S2 will get stored, that is nothing but 222. Got it? This is all about it. So I created an array and I stored all the objects into an array here. Now I want to traverse it. Okay, I want to traverse the array elements. How will I traverse the array elements now? Sir, for loop, sir. For open parenthesis close, okay, open curly braces close here. Now what am I supposed to do? Sir, int I equals to 0. Why? Because I want to fetch the first student object and that is present in index position 0. Colon, semicolon, I should be lesser than S is an array and I can dynamically calculate the array length here with the help of length here. Semicolon, I plus plus. I have to start it from 0 till the end position, length position, I plus plus. So here I have to print SOP, S of I here. I have to print the student objects one by one, one by one, one by one. Got it? So I will trace down a bit later, but we will do it practically, okay? And we'll just try to understand whatever I have done here, okay? You don't have to worry about it because we are supposed to do a lot many topics here, okay? So yesterday we started with Java libraries, no? I'll go over here only. Under that, I will create a package and that package name is storing objects. Okay, what is the package name? The package name is only storing objects. Project got created, package got created. In that particular package, control N, I create a class and that class name is student. Okay, that class name is student. Okay, so closely you have to observe, guys. Okay, you have to observe real close. Okay, now here, did you all understand this particular program? Yes, sir, 100%. Why? The first line states package storing objects, meaning there is a folder by the name storing objects and student.java file is present in a package called as storing objects. Public is the access specifier, everyone can access it. Class is a blueprint as well as a data type. And what is the class name? Student. So what are the properties of student? Every student will have age. Every student will have name. Okay, every student will have age. Every student will have name here. Got it? And I have to initialize it with the help of a constructor. What is the job of a constructor? The job of a constructor is for initialization. So these two are local variables. Okay, these two are local variables, and these two are member variables, which is non-static variables. So how am I supposed to initialize? This dot age equals to age over here. Similarly, this dot name equals to name over here. So I have to, student is a class, it has two member variables, and I am initializing those member variables with the help of a constructor. Clear? We're done. Now I will have my main method wherein the execution will always begin from. I will maximize the screen. Now here guys, I have created, imagine three student objects. Student S1 equals to new student, and the age of the student is 21. Okay, and the name is, imagine, you can give it as whatever name you want. I'll give it as, what name can we take? I'll give it as Dinga here. Okay, Dinga object is done. Similarly, I will create one more object. Okay, two more objects will create. Okay, we'll create two more objects. S2, S3, totally three student objects. 22, 23, and his name is Guldu, and her name is Dingy. Okay, so totally three student objects are created. Okay, and in those three student objects, the respective, okay, age and names are initialized. Got it? Okay, perfect. Now I want to store those student objects into an array. So what is the type of array? See here, when I tell int a, it means a is of type int, which can store only a single int value. It's a variable. But as soon as I write brackets here, it will behave as an array. So a is an array which can store multiple int values. Similarly, okay, when I tell student s, okay, s is of type student, which can store a single student object. But if I want to store multiple student objects, I have to treat it as brackets here. A can store multiple int values. S can store multiple student objects. Got it? Equals to new, meaning an array will get created of type int. And what is the size here? I want to store only three int values, so I'll give it as 3 here. Similarly, new means an array will get created of type student of size 3 here. Because I want to store only 3 student objects, no? That's the reason I created an array of type student which can create or store 3 objects. Got it? So this is how it's a primitive array. This is non-primitive array. But actually we are making use of new. That means non-primitive only. But we will ignore it as of now. Got it? You created an array over here. Okay, what is this? Array of type student. You created an array of type student. Okay, now I want to initialize. How? S of 0 equals to S1. Okay, S of 1 equals to S2. And then S of 2 equals to S3. Meaning, what are you trying to do here? All the S1, S2, S3, all the three student objects, you are trying to store into respective index position. The size is 3, no? 0, 1, 2. In 0th index position, first object. In first index position, second object. In second index position, the third object. Got it? And now I want to traverse it. How will I traverse it? For loop. What is the job of for loop? Traversing. So here I just want to traverse it. So int I equals to 0 because I want to, okay, fetch from index position 0. Then I should be lesser than s dot length, meaning s is the student array until it is reaching the length till the last position in your traverse it, and I plus plus. Now tell me, when I try to print s of I, what will be the output here? Can you tell me what will be the output of this entire program? Okay, think and tell me. It's very, very simple. See, student class, it has two variables, and I'm initializing those two variables with the help of a constructor. Execution starts from main method. I created three student objects. I created one array, and I have initialized those student objects into an array. And I'm trying to print those data here. Okay, I'm trying to print the elements present in that object here. Now tell me what will be the output here. What will be the output? Okay, okay, perfect. So someone told, sir, all the data will be printed. 21 Dinga, 22 Guldu, 23 Dingi, blah, 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 blah will be printed. Any other answers apart from this? All the three datas. Okay, very good. All the three datas. Apart from this, any other answers? Huh. Someone told, sir, address of each reference variable, sir. Okay, good. Any other answers? Okay. So now when I execute it over here, okay, now when I execute it over here, look at the output what I get here. When I execute it, I get the fully qualified class name. See, storing objects dot student at the rate some hexadecimal value. I am getting the string representation of those three objects. Why? Sir, I will tell you here. Okay, I will tell you why am I getting this. See here, guys. I value is 0. Okay, I value is 0. Is 0 lesser than 2? S dot length is 1 and 2. Okay, to 0 comes here. S of 0. What is S of 0? It is nothing but S1 111. I am printing the object reference S1. When I try to print the object reference S1, toString method will get called internally. And toString method will always give the fully qualified class name at the rate hexadecimal value. Correct. Again, the control goes back here. I plus plus meaning it will become 1. Is 1 lesser than 2? Yes. S of 1. What is S of 1? S2. That is the second student object is present here. So S2, when I try to print fully qualified class name at the rate hexadecimal value. So if at all I want to print the content here, there are two ways. One way is if I do not override the toString method, I have to tell s1 dot age here, s of I dot age here. I can do it this way. See, I can do it this way. So when I try to print it here, can you see only the age will get printed over here? Okay, only the age will get printed. How, sir? How will it get only the age, sir? See, now what is my I value for the very first time? It's I'm telling s of I dot age, correct? I value is 0. Correct? Is 0 lesser than 2? Yes. S of I. What is S of 0? It's S1. S of I is nothing but S1. S1 dot age. What is S1 dot age? It's 20. 20 will get printed. Again goes back. When I tell S of 1, I'm fetching S2. What is S2 dot age? 20. I mean S2 dot age is 22. 22 will be printed. So one way is you can do it s of I dot age plus, okay, you can also print s of I will print the get the object address dot name here. So when I just tell s of I will get the object, guys. Okay, I'll get the full two string representation over here. Okay, so if I want it in a beautiful way here, I have to do this. See, I'm getting the student object, okay, the fully qualified class name of student 1 and the data. Student 2 data, student 3 data. So that way, one by one, one by one, one by one, I am getting here. This is without overriding toString. This is what? Without overriding toString. Okay. But if I override toString, how I can get it in an easy way here? Okay. Can I do it in the same way here? Okay. If I override toString, so I'll do it for person here. See, person class, I have a class called as person. Okay, person will have two variables, int age and string name. Okay, and I have to initialize it with the help of a constructor. Okay, it should be package omit. Yeah, perfect. So did I get the person constructor who is initializing it here? And I have my main method wherein I will create three person objects. Person p1 equals to new person of. Okay, age is 21 and the name is Dinga. The same thing I'll give here. Okay, but I've just taken the class name as different. Okay, now tell me here I have created three person objects. So 22, 23. So here it is Guldu. Okay. And here it is Dingy. So now here I have a person class. It has two variables and I'm initializing those two variables with the help of a constructor. I have created three objects here. Now here, I have to store those three objects into an array here. Okay. What is the type of an array I need to create? Should I create employee type array, student type array, or person type array? What type of array should I create here? Sir, I am trying to store person objects. So it's common sense. I have to create an array of type person. So I will tell person P. When I tell person P, it's not an array yet. It's just a reference variable. But now when I tell person array P, P can store multiple objects of person equals to new person of, and what is the size? 3 here. New means an array will get created of type person and the size is 3 here. Got it? Done. Now I want to initialize. How? P of 0, equal to P1. I'm storing the person 1 object. Then I'm storing the person 2 object. And I am storing the person 3 object here successfully. And now for open parenthesis close, int I equals to 0, I lesser than p dot length, and I plus plus. So when I try to print the object reference over here, what will be the output, guys? You have to think and tell me what will be the output now. What will be the output, guys? What will be the output? Very good. So I will always get the string representation. Why? See here, simple. An array got created, and in those array all those three person objects are stored, meaning p1, okay, p1 object, see, p1 object, p2 object, p3 object, that is stored in respective index position 0, 1 and 2 here. Got it? So this is getting stored into respective positions over here in 0th index position, 1st index position and 0th position. When I try to print P1, P2, P3, I will always get the string representation. See, storing objects dot person at the rate some hexadecimal value. So I don't want this, okay? I want to print the content. So what am I supposed to do? Override toString, sir. How will I override toString? Public is the access specifier, okay? String is the return type. ToString is the method name, open parenthesis close and open curly braces close. This is an overridden method because every class in Java will inherit the object class. So therefore the toString method would have got inherited from the object class. And return, what am I supposed to tell? Return, I will tell age colon plus age plus name colon plus name here. So I'm just trying to print. Since I have overridden the toString method, look at the beautiful output what I get here. Did you all understand the importance of, if I don't have this overriding toString method here, each and every time I had to tell p of I dot id, name, salary, email id, blah 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 blah. Okay? If I have overridden it, it's giving a specific functionality over here because we are trying to play around with objects here. So when I executed, did we get the expected output here? See, in a beautiful way I got it. So this is all about, in order to understand what are we supposed to do in, once we have overridden the data here. Compare both the programs here. I want you all to compare. See, student classer, it has two properties and I'm initializing both the properties. Person classer, two variables age and name, and I'm initializing with the help of a constructor. So student has specific properties, person has specific properties. I am trying to, initialize it. In the second half over here, I created student objects, I stored it into an array, and I have to explicitly print it over here. But now in the second example, second scenario, since I have overridden the toString here, when I just try to print the object reference, the content, whatever I've overridden, will get printed here. If I do not override the toString, always, okay, if I don't override, always the fully qualified class name, meaning the string representation of an object gets displayed. If not, I'll get the actual content. So this is all about the entire process of understanding, okay, the content here. Okay, So I hope you all got the clarity about how do we work around with student objects and how do we get this expected solution here. Okay, for a longer perspective, this is what we are going to do here. Can we see one last program here? Okay, so that you can all answer it in a beautiful manner here. Okay, so one last program, guys. Okay, so with respect to storing objects in an array and toString method. Okay, so concentrate everyone. Control N will get the new tab. I want to create a new class, and that class name is employee. See, what is the class name? And that class name is, okay, we'll take it as laptop. Okay, we'll take it as laptop. Laptop, okay, is the class name. So this laptop will have certain properties. I have a class. You can take it as public or you can ignore it as public as of now. It doesn't matter. Okay. Because public, what is the meaning, right? So done. So laptop will have certain specifications. That is string, brand. Okay. Each and every laptop will have brand. Okay. And each and every laptop will have cost. Okay, cost. And then I'll just also write it as string. Okay, string a RAM size here. Okay, what is the RAM size here? So therefore I am having three properties for a RAM here. Okay, what is it? String, cost, RAM size. Every laptop will have these three properties. No, every laptop will have the brand, every laptop will have cost, and every laptop will also have the RAM size. Is it 4 GB, 8 GB, blah 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 blah? We can decide the RAM here. Got it? Now here I want to initialize with the help of a constructor. The shortcut key to create a constructor with the initialization process is Alt Shift S. When you tell Alt Shift S here, you will get this small tab. So you want to generate constructor with fields. Click on it. So it is telling, do you want, for initialize all the three? Yes. What is the access specified do you want? Package. Do you want to omit the default constructor call? Yes. Check this. Okay. And then the data here. See, I got the constructor automatically, which is initializing the content. But don't make the habit of it. Once you are strong enough in it to minimize the time here, you can use it. But if you're still working, you're learning it, you do it manually, everything. Okay, you do it manually. Don't, tend to use the shortcuts all the time because in an interview here, they won't give you Eclipse to code. Okay, they will give you simple editor. So you have to do manually over here, right? So make sure you practice it manually first. Later you can jump into it. Okay, so great. So we have understood a laptop is a class. It has three attributes and I am initializing all the three attributes with the help of a constructor, right? Can I create one more class? Can I create a class called as customer? Okay, I am the constructor class. I mean customer class here. So what will the customer do here? So customer will also be, imagine he is also public I'm removing. That's it. Okay. And I will have my main method wherein the execution will begin from. Now here I have three laptop objects. Laptop L1 equals to new laptop of, I need to give the brand. Okay. HP is the brand here. Okay. Cost, I'll give it as 2000. RAM sizes, it's 4 GB RAM. Okay, it's 4 GB RAM here. So I'll just give it as 4 GB here. Got it? Similarly, you can create any number of objects here. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so here you'll just write it as 4 objects here. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here you'll have HP, then comes Dell. Okay, then comes Lenovo. Okay, and then you can have whatever you want. Okay, you can have Acer. Okay, done. So the cost of this is 3000, this is 7000, and this is 2500. Okay, something random data, guys. This is 8 GB RAM. This is okay, this is 16 GB RAM, and this is 2 GB RAM. Okay, got it here. So I have created 4 laptop objects here. Okay, so 4 objects got created internally. So what happened internally? Internally, how many objects got created? 4 objects got created. Okay, so yeah, let me open a new sheet only. Okay, internally, how many objects got created? 4 objects. Laptop L1, L2, L3, L4. How many objects? 4 objects. L1, L2, L3 and L4 here. Okay, address is 111.222.333.444. Okay, respective brand, cost, RAM, brand, cost, RAM, brand, cost, RAM, brand, cost, RAM will get stored over here. 4 objects got created. Now I want to store it into an array of type what? If I want to store the laptop objects, so what is the type of an array I need to create? Sir, I need to create an object of type laptop only, sir. So laptop array. See, laptop L. So this is nothing but, okay, I've just created L is of type laptop, which can store a single object here. But when I tell laptop array, multiple objects. Clear? Equals to new, okay, laptop. Okay, and how many objects should you store? 4. So what are you creating? New, meaning an array will get created of type laptop of size 4 here. New meaning an array will get created of type laptop of size 4. And what is this? L. L means the type of the name of an array. And what is this array? It's a laptop array. Clear? I want to initialize it. How will I do it? L of 0 equals to L1. Clear? L of 1. Okay, L of 1 equals to L2. Okay, L of 2 equals to L3, and L of lap of 3 equals to L4. I'm storing all the 4 laptop objects. Got it? But here you can actually minimize the code over here. How, sir? I'll tell you. See here, guys. Integer, see here, I'll just do this entire process over here so that you can understand over here. See, what am I trying to do, I'll tell integer array A equals to, okay, new integer array of size 2 here. Here, what did you understand over here? Sir, you created an array over here, sir. So in this specific example, an array got created and you had to initialize it manually. A of 0 equals to 10, A of 1 equals to 20. You had to manually do it. But these things can be minimized over here. How? Integer array A equals to, you can write 10 comma 20 directly over here. Can we do it this way also? Is it possible? 101% possible. See, what did you do here? You created an array first, later you are trying to initialize them. In this specific process, automatically an array is getting created with the value 10, 20, 30, 10, 20 over here. Clear? Similarly, that way here, rather than doing so many things over here, you can automatically do it in one way. How? So you can just tell laptop array L equals to L1, comma L2, comma L3, comma L4 here. It's the same old process. See? You created an array and stored all the 4. This 4 lines, okay, so many lines can be done into a single line only. Got it? So this is what we are supposed to understand. Now we are supposed to traverse it. How? For int I equals to 0, I should be lesser than L dot length and I plus plus. Okay. And here I need to print the object reference L of I here, L of I here. So now tell me what will be the expected output here? What will be the expected output here? Quickly tell me guys, what will be the expected output over here? Okay, what will be the output guys? Okay, I'm just aligning it so that it doesn't become a problem for you later. Okay, once you're referring the program here, that's the reason. Okay, so yeah, I'm done with this entire process here. Okay, great. This is the first half. Yeah, done. Okay, so I've just aligned it. Okay, so quickly tell me what will be the output of this entire program here. I've got all answers. So it's supposed to be string representation, the fully qualified class name at the rate hexadecimal value. Why? Because, sir, we have not I'm so sorry. We have to execute the class which has the main method. So over here, when I execute it over here, did I get the output over here? I got 4 string representation of those 4 laptop objects here. So if I want to get the content here, I had to manually tell L1, L of I dot, see, brand, RAM size, blah, blah, blah. I had to do it manually. If I don't want to do it manually, what am I supposed to do? Override toString. How? Public is the access specifier, string is the return type, toString method is the return type. Okay, so over here, this is toString method is a method name. Sorry. Okay, so this is all about it. Return. You can do it this way in a beautiful way. Return what? You will tell brand. Okay, you have to do it manually. Okay, brand colon. So you have to give the brand name. Okay, brand colon plus brand. Okay, after that, you have to tell plus, give a space. You will tell the cost colon plus cost here plus, and you will give the RAM size over here colon. Okay, plus RAM size. Okay, so that way you will get the output here. So I'll just do it over here, so we'll get it in a beautiful manner. Okay, so this is all about it. So now when you execute the program, look at the output, you get it over here. See, brand HP cost 2000, and then RAM size is so and so here. You will get it into a beautiful manner here. Got it? So you can override it however you want. Okay, so cost of HT laptop is so and so, and the RAM size is whatever. However you want, you can do it in a beautiful manner here. Okay, so this is all about the entire process over here. Got it here? Okay, this is what we are supposed to understand. Clear? I hope you all got the clarity about what you are supposed to do in order to execute the content here. Clear, guys? Okay, so any confusions in whatever topics we did here? Okay, anyone having any confusions here? Any confusions, guys? No, right? Did you all understand the advantage of, why do we override and toString method? Clear? Very good. Okay. So we are pretty much done with what we had to discuss today, but I'll do one more small topic. Wait for it. Okay. So now here, similarly over here, we also have a method called as hashcode method. Okay. In the object class. Okay. We also have a method. And what is that method name? That method name is called as hashcode method. What is the syntax of hashcode method? It is public, meaning it has to be accessed by everyone. Int is the return type, meaning it will return some unique number. Hashcode meaning is the method name. What is the job of hashcode? It is used to identify an object uniquely, meaning hashcode method returns a number or an ID to uniquely identify an object. Meaning, see here guys, every employee will have a unique ID, correct? No? Similarly, every object you create will have a unique ID, and that ID is called as hash code here. In Java's perspective, okay, every object can be identified uniquely. How? With the help of an hash code. Okay, so that is called as hash code here. See here, for example, uh, I will create one class, control N. I will create a class called as, not over here, this is not storing objects. So I'll go and create in com here. We have employee class here, no, okay. Control N, we create a class called as employee. Okay, see here I created a class called as employee. Okay, and here I will have my main method. Okay, I'll have my main method. I will create an object of employee. See, employee E equals to new employee of. What happened internally? One object would have got created internally with some so and so address. So if I want to identify this object uniquely, so this employee class is inheriting the object class. So all the methods from the object class would have got inherited into employee. So here, when I tell e dot hash code, I will always get the unique ID of an object here. So what is that unique ID? It is 3667122, some random output I get. Okay. So this is the unique ID here. Okay. Hash code means it is always used to identify an object uniquely. Clear? So this is hash code. Okay. It's very simple here. But now, if you want to give your own address, if you want to give your own ID here, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to override. How shall we override it here? Because object class is inherited in all classes, no? So every class will implicitly inherit the object class. So therefore the hash code method would have got inherited here. So in order to give your own ID here, you can tell public is the access specifier, int is the return type, and the hash code is the method name, open parenthesis close, and open curly braces close. Okay, return what? Since the return type is int, okay, I have to return an int value. So I'll give it as 124 here. So this is an overridden method here. This is annotation override. So now when I try to print it here, I'll get it as 124. Why? Because I have overridden the hash code method. Got it? So hash code method is used to identify an object uniquely. If you do not override it, automatically it will give some unique number. If you override it, it will give whatever output you have here. Okay, whatever implementation you have given, it's that output will be printed. Okay, so this is just a simple data which you are supposed to understand. Okay, what is it? Hash code used to return a unique ID for an object. Every object can be identified uniquely. How? With the help of hash code value. Okay, so that is the reason here the toString method will always generate fully qualified class name at the rate hexadecimal value of the hash code. Since the hash code is unique, the hexadecimal value of the hash code will also be unique. No two objects will have the same hash code until and unless you override and create multiple objects. Clear? So this is how we are supposed to understand the data. Okay, so these are the two important methods to be discussed and I have done it. Equals method, I require about 45 to 50 minutes to understand. This is one of the most important topic here, that is overriding equals method. Okay, that I'll be doing it in the next session here. Okay, before jumping into the next session, okay, you are supposed to be strong at these topics. First one is, what is a relationship? Then what is method overriding and what is upcasting? That is nothing but what is generalization and what is specialization. If you are strong enough in this 5 topics over here, probably, okay, this equals method will be very, very easy here. Got it? So you should understand why upcasting, what is method overriding, is a relationship, blah, blah, blah. Once you understand this topic here, okay, the next session will be very easy. If not, it will be very, very difficult for you all. Okay, got the clarity, guys? Okay, so this is all about the session for today here. Okay, so if you have any questions here, you can let me know here. Anyone has any questions here? You want me to address that? So there's one question here. What is the necessity of changing the identity of the object here? Okay, so that we might understand with respect to string class here. So that is what I told. Okay, so once I override the hash code, okay, if I create 10 objects here, all the 10 objects will have the same hash code here. So 99.9% here, you will never ever override the hash code here. But is it possible here? 101% possible. But string class has overridden the hash code here. Why? Because to make it immutable. So we'll talk about it later. Okay. So we generally don't see overriding a hash code is optional. Majority of the times here we don't do it. That's the reason we always get a unique ID. But if I override the hash code, no. If I create 10 objects, all the 10 objects will have the same hash code here. That's the reason here we leave it to the hash code over here. And one more thing, okay, so if you want to look at the source code over here, okay, if you want to look at the source code of string class, press Control on your keyboard, hover on the string class, click on it. So when I click on it, it's taking me to the dot class file. Can you see string dot class file? Okay. So now, for example, if I want to look at the object class over here, object obj, I will declare it over here. If I want to look at the source code of object class here, press Control on your keyboard, hover on that particular class name, click on it. It's taking me to the dot class file wherein the file is not yet attached here. See, it's telling the jar file is not yet attached here. See, rt.jar has no source attachment. So you have to tell attach source, click on attach source. You have your JDK installed in your C drive now. So you have to go to external location and you have to select external file. Okay, external file. After clicking on external file here, this PC, okay, C drive, program files, Java, JDK. Under that, do you have something called as src.zip? Select that and tell OK here. Okay, and what are we supposed to do? You have to tell select that and tell OK. I repeat this entire process again, guys. If you want to look at the source code, okay, how is that object class going to look like? Press Control on your keyboard, hover on the class, click on the class, then it's telling the source code is not yet visible. So you have to tell attach source because you have not yet attached the source path here. External location, okay, external file. Where is it stored here? This PC, C drive, under C drive program files, under program files Java, under Java JDK, under JDK you have something called as src.zip file, no? Select it, okay, and tell OK. So once you tell OK here, okay, can you see here the source code is easily visible here? Can you see here? Object is a predefined class which is present in which package? Java.lang package. Okay, so this is the documentation comment here. Okay, so here the author name, they have written something, and see java.lang.class. When was it introduced from? JDK 1.0. If you just look at the source code here, look at the number of lines here. Okay, the number of lines since 5667 here. Got it here. So this is what we are supposed to understand. Got it? So this is how the method waits here. See all those 11 methods. See, we had finalize method. Okay. Then slowly if I scroll here, we have see wait method. Okay. Similarly, if I keep on going on top here, you'll have so many methods. Wait of long and int here. Every method, it will be there here. So when I talk about hash code method, somewhere hash code method will also be there. See what is it doing? See, two string methods implementation. Get class dot get name, meaning it will get the class name. I mean from the fully qualified class name plus at the rate, and we are converting to hexadecimal string of the hash code. As I told it's getting converted. Some random data is happening. So we will talk about all those here. Okay, don't worry. So this is how the basic implementation. If you want to look at the source code, you can do it here. Okay. So this is all about the entire process here. Clear? And tomorrow's session, I'm not sure again, guys. Okay, so if at all I'm taking here, I'll update you by tonight. Okay, if at all I'm taking the session tomorrow, I'll update to you by tonight. But make sure, guys, okay, it's high time here you start preparing. Okay, you would have understood the complexity level from past 2 days, right? So if you're strong enough in your basic concepts here, all the topics which I'm going to cover now and in the future classes will be very easy. If not, you are going to suffer, not me. Okay, so make sure if I'm taking the session tomorrow, it's fine here. If not, you'll have 2 days of time. So use it in a good way, learn something, because I want you all to get placed as soon as possible. There are a hell lot of opportunities coming here. Okay, so I'll also try to complete most of the things. Probably one more week. Once I'm done with exceptions and I start with collections, you can all start attending the interviews for Java completed. Okay, so one more session, I'll be done with almost 80 to 90%. Okay, so you can easily start attending the interview. So by 1 week's time, so you are supposed to be very strong with all the concepts here. Clear? Practice well here. Okay, so done, guys. Okay, so we shall wind up a session for today and hopefully catch up tomorrow. Okay, so thank you all. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.